Eikev, misunderstood but worthy. I am sincerely sorry if my writings cause upset, and emphasize that it is not my intention to shame or harm anyone. Equally difficult is that I am upset for being accused of shaming and asked that I not post my writings. It feels like I am being silenced for something I didn't do, and that my experience is not valid. It's confusing and scary, yet I don't think the intent is to shut me down. After doing some processing, I think I have an idea of how to remedy these misunderstandings. Part of my goal in being authentic and sharing my story is wanting to be heard and better understood as a person with disabilities and neuroprocessing differences. I want to contribute to creating a kinder, more inclusive world. I have been transparent about being autistic, having complex PTSD that has been especially difficult the past 6 months, and how much I struggle with communication and social and interpersonal skills. Emotional regulation takes a lot of work, and social interactions often confuse me. Because of the difficulties, I have a long history of being misunderstood, and I am not alone. 4 of my very best friends, the ones I refer to as my ASD pals, very much understand having social and interpersonal skills challenges and being misunderstood. The ASD pals were a group of autistic adults spread throughout the country who initially met because of our work in autism awareness and advocacy. We meet on a weekly basis over Zoom. There's about 15 of us. However, the 4 in particular I am talking about over the past 6 months have been more loving and supportive than I can put into words. They are my sounding board. I often ask them to read my writings before sharing the writings elsewhere, because I know they will give me kind, honest feedback, and they get it. The challenges that come with being autistic, having health issues, and being misunderstood. In this week's Parsha, Eikev, Moses gives the Israelites a pep talk in which he does something that mental health professionals today would not approve of. He essentially tells the Israelites that they are not worthy of the land that is so graciously being given to them. Deuteronomy 9:6. Know then that it is not for any virtue of yours that the Lord your God is giving you this good land to possess, for you are a stiff-necked people. Moses' intentions are good. He wants to instill in the Israelites a strong sense of humility and gratitude because he cares. He knows the people are going to make mistakes and be human, and he's not going to be there to remind them to shape up. He may not have delivered the message in the greatest way, but he does want the best for the Israelites. I so relate to this. My intentions can be good, can come from a place of wanting to create more understanding, but sometimes the way I deliver them isn't always the best. And yet, I want to do better. I always want to do my best, and when I mess up, I want to say sorry and do what I can to repair any potential damage. I want to learn and make sense of what confuses me. I also often struggle with verbal communication, especially if I am overloaded. Many verbal autistic people have difficulties with verbal communication and thus must rely on other methods such as writing. I do not believe the challenges I experience make me any less worthy of existing in the world. With permission, I am sharing the story of an experience that T, one of my ASD besties, had about 10 years ago. Much like myself, T had difficulty forming and maintaining relationships. As a young adult, she tried to find connection through spirituality. She attended a church where she became very close to a family who were also members. She trusted them and felt included in their lives and at the church they all attended. When T's health began to decline, a time that she needed love and support the most, the family began to distance themselves from her. The church became less inclusive and members started to shun her. Devastated, T attempted suicide. The family cut off contact with her and T was asked to leave the church. Disabled people deserve to exist, to live in the world. Even when we're misunderstood, when we don't fit society's image of what a disabled person should look like, even when an institution is wary of what inclusivity will mean. We deserve to be in places outside our homes, doctor's offices, and therapies. We deserve to be included and to belong. I am so very grateful to and for the Mount Zion community and the inclusivity I experience within it. And there's room for growth. I have so much to learn and so much to give and teach in return. Of course, in a Jewish sense, but much more. So I am offering to you, Mount Zion family, the opportunity to learn from me. If I write or do or say something that you don't understand, kindly ask me why. If we're in person and I'm overloaded, I may not be able to answer in that moment, but I will do my best to follow up. I invite you to read 2 of my favorite books about autism. Incidentally, both by Jewish authors. Uniquely Human, A Different Way of Seeing Autism by Dr. Barry Prezant, and Neurotribes, The Legacy of Autism and the Future of Neurodiversity by Steve Silberman. We can possibly have a book discussion. Audio and text copies of both books can be checked out from Libby, and I have a spare copy of Uniquely Human that I can loan. Send me a message, schedule a bubble tea date with me. In turn, I hope to learn from you. I can think of no safer and more loving, real-world place to learn social, interpersonal, and communication skills than Mount Zion. My therapists and ASD pals agree. When I think of Moses not being able to enter the land of Israel, it brings me comfort because I connect it to the ways in which disability has limited me. I can't drive, have a schedule full of medical and therapy appointments, I'm not capable of having my own nuclear family, and much more. It's like not reaching society's promised land. Being limited in certain ways doesn't mean I don't belong or have a purpose. Things look a bit different for me from the bell curve of normal, but just like Moses, I am worthy, you are worthy, and we all deserve love and belonging.